Well, good morning, and I don't know that I've got morning cranked in here. Let's see what we got. 4:07 a.m. Yeah, it is morning. We want to get it up to about 6:18. That ought to be good. We're here at Newark Airport, New Jersey. We can see the skyline of New York. We're taking off on runway 11, and we're going to transition into a straight-in final for runway 4 at LaGuardia Airport, which is up in the Bronx, Queens, just off of Flushing Bay. Anyway, you'll see how we go. Go straight out, then we'll make a left turn, about a 90-degree left turn. I have cranked it in the instruments, and we're taking this instruments. It'll climb up automatically 2,000 feet, fly itself. So we'll see how it goes here. This is a replay because I incorrectly stated that Sully Sullenberg, who was flying an Airbus off of, this is probably 8 years ago. Airbus out of LaGuardia. I thought he took off on runway 31. He took off on runway 4, and we'll be doing a touch and go on runway 4. So let's get going. Here we go. We're in the TBM. Just a single engine turboprop. But it's a white airplane, and it shows up real nicely, and it flies real well for this type of flight. And we're off and running. Gear up, flaps up, turn the lights off. You can see what's going on here. The gear is up. We're climbing. I'm going to turn the autopilot on, see what happens. It's doing a little maneuvering. And I suspected it was going to do a little of that. Alter the course to the right ever so slightly.
Charlie, contact New York departure on 119.2. Good day.
Okay, so we're going to go to departure control.
Going to 119.2, Bravo
Come
Charlie.
back on the power just a little bit. And we'll start pointing a few things out.
New York departure Daughter 527 Bravo Charlie is at 1,100 feet, climbing 2,000 feet.
Daughter 527 Bravo Charlie, New York departure altimeter 29.9 to continue as planned. Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie, climb and maintain 3,000 feet.
So they want us to go up to 3,000 feet, so we just do this. Move that over to 3,000. Come on, 3,000, there we go. Vertical speed. Up at a...
Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie, please acknowledge.
Alright, here we go.
Climb and maintain 3,000 feet, Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie.
So we're on our way up to 3,000. We shouldn't have to go any higher than that. So let's see what we can see out here. Here's the Statue of Liberty right there. There's Ellis Island, where the people immigrated in there way back in the days when we had orderly immigration. Governor's Island. This is the World Trade Center. Statue of Liberty and World Trade Center right there. So we'll cut across here, and then we'll shoot down toward LaGuardia, which I can already see right over in there. And we'll be making a left turn. So this is the East River. Right here is the Brooklyn Bridge. And we're looking at Brooklyn right there. And we can look out toward Long Island, here's Long Island out here. There's Kennedy Airport out there. We're not going to go out to Kennedy. We're going to go to LaGuardia today. And we're already making a left turn for LaGuardia. I can see the runway that we're going to land on right there at LaGuardia. And that's the one that Sully took off from and he made a left turn. His first, he's ultimately going to go to Seattle, but which I thought was that he took off on runway 31 for the Hudson River and heading for Teterboro direct, but no, he took off on 4 and made a left turn to head south for Charlotte. Anyway, let's come back on the power here. We don't have to be humming along quite so fast.
Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie, you are 10 miles southwest. Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 200 knots. Expect ILS runway for approach via Vera's transition.
Yeah,
Cleared to Vera's.
so we're direct for 4 there. We are not going to climb to 4,000 feet. And what we will do, we'll see what happens if we cancel our IFR. So, well, first we have to
Climb and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 200 knots. Expect ILS runway for approach via Vera's transition. Cleared to Vera's Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie.
So we'll see. I'll just start descending, and we'll slow down for our landing. And anyway, this part here, if I clicked on approach, it wouldn't go approach. But I'm going to move the altitude down to 2,000 and vertical speed. Do that down at about 1,000 feet a minute. .1,100 feet per minute, and we'll look out here, see how things are looking. Yeah, and we need to cut that back a little more. So I'm turning off the autopilot, hand flying, taking the power off completely.
Charlie, please expedite your climb 4,000 feet.
So what we'll do is cancel IFR.
New York departure Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie. Cancel IFR at this time.
Get
Daughter
our
7 Bravo Charlie IFR flight plan is canceled. Radar service terminated. Squawk 1200. Maintain VFR. Frequency change approved.
So the plan was to do this on instruments, but it's not working out. And to tune into LaGuardia at this point, they may or may not give us an opportunity to land here. What we will do is a low approach, but this is the runway that Sully took off on, and we'll fly that route just a little bit, and we won't touch down. And for some reason, I don't see what normally is just all kinds of traffic.
New York departure exigent
Our computer is giving us a break. So this is the runway Sully took off on. He climbed up. I thought he was up to 4,000 feet, but he was really at 3,000 feet when he hit the birds, maybe just slightly below 3,000 feet. And he made a left turn out. He ended up to the north of the George Washington Bridge when he realized he wasn't going to get the engines restarted. So we're looking back at New York at this point. We're over Flushing Bay and the little airport that I landed at, which was probably right over in here, was where Flushing Meadows Airport was, over in here where the World's Fair was there in, I think, 1939. And they closed that airport. It was too close to Flushing, excuse me, too close to the LaGuardia Airport. So we'll go over this way. You see Teterboro. That was one of the options Sully had, and we're going to get up to 3,000 feet. And he apparently had enough speed. He was over 200 knots, and he was climbing, and so he did go a little bit higher than 3,000, not much higher than 3,000, but we'll go up here to 3,000, and we'll level off, and we'll look out here to the left back at New York City, and we'll move this around here to George Washington Bridge, which is right there is the suspension bridge. So right along in here, maybe a little further north, is where he and he never got this slow. He was always up around 200. So we'll add a little power to simulate the approximate speed that he had. And of course, it was daylight. There were very few little clouds. So initially they thought about going back to LaGuardia. I think that's what he did, and they said no. They cleared him for some runway there, probably 13 would be a left turn back in. Maybe it was 4 that he was cleared to go back into. He said no, and then he said, how about Teterboro? That's 6 miles away. They quickly waved that off, and I'm reducing power completely at this point, and going back away here so you can see exactly what's going on. So he continued around left with no power. He was going much faster, and we'll show you what it looked like. So the bridge was in his view. I think he wasn't quite as far south as I am right now, and he went right down and landed. I think it was past Central Park. Central Park is in there. Might have been right around Central Park. He landed right down in here. So now we're going to tune into Teterboro and go ahead and land over there. So that should be a pretty good experience. Night lights. Let's see how the sun is doing. The sun is coming up. And we'll get Teterboro on. But that's New York City. Request full stop at Teterboro.
Teterboro Tower, Daughter 527 Bravo, Charlie 5 miles east, 2,100 feet to land.
Daughter 527 Bravo, Charlie, Teterboro Tower. Altimeter 29er, 2 wind calm, enter, left base runway 24.
Wow.
Daughter 7 Bravo, Charlie wind calm, cleared to land runway 24.
All right. So we'll head right at it. 24 is a slight left turn of about 30 degrees. So we should be able to see. Now I have to acknowledge that I got that information.
Daughter 7 Bravo, Charlie, did you hear my last transmission?
There we go. Wants to be sure I
Clear
know
to
what
land
I'm
runway
doing.
24 Daughter 7 Bravo,
Okay,
Charlie.
get the wheels down. Get the flaps down. 1 notch so far on the flaps. And we'll see if we see a runway here. So we got to come around. So we're going to be heading eastbound, and we'll come back in with a little power here. I think I see the runway coming into view. There's the runway lights showing up right there. Yep, that looks like it. And I see the threshold strobe lights right there. And we can now put full flap and let her come on down. We got a little slow. So sorry about I immediately, when I realized that Sully didn't take off on runway 31, taken off on 4, I had to delete that that clip. So I'm up a little late. It's not morning. It's really about 8:30 at night here in Monterey, California. And now I'm going to go in behind. There's a nice little button on my yoke on the right, up by the autopilot button. And I'm going to turn my lights on, my landing lights. And we got it at 80. That seems to be a good speed at full flap. And my visual approach slope, they're all white, which indicates I'm a little high, but that's all right. We're at night, and we got plenty of runway, so we can land a little long. And I'm still a little bit slow, so we'll keep some power in for flaring. Here we go. Okay, now the power comes off. There we go. And flaps up. And we'll try a little reverser. That always gets a little squirrely.
Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie, turn next taxiway.
Yeah. And let's turn over to the right here. The rudder pedals, oops, on left, so we'll just go ahead left. The rudder pedals are
Daughter 7 Bravo,
a little
Charlie,
weird.
contact ground on 121.9er.
So that's our flight into Teterboro, New Jersey, and a little bit of story about Sully Sullenberg. And I've never been to Teterboro. And
Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie, did you hear my last transmission?
and we'll just click on click on that, and we'll go ahead. No,
Going to 121.9er Daughter 7 Bravo Charlie.
and we'll just stop here. We'll take a quick look around Teterboro, and then we'll sign off. So we're looking east, obviously, with the sunrise. So this is Teterboro Airport. It's quite an airport. And then also we have the Giants Stadium, which little ferry. We should see. Let's see what we got over this way. So it should be back right there, downtown Manhattan Heliport. And right there maybe is there, MetLife Stadium. It's right there, 2.3 miles from here. That's where the Giants and the Jets play football. That's their home park. I can turn off the thing. If we were in a real airplane, the ground control would be upset that we aren't talking, but since we are invisible to all traffic at Teterboro, it's just this the simulator where we exist. So we're going out of existence to the extent we exist, and say good night. Good morning. Thanks for flying Air Chance. Goodbye.